Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kavita Sharma, Curriculum Head at Hello Kids, and it gives me the immense pleasure to extend a warm welcome to all of you joining us today. Today, we feel truly honored and privileged to welcome Ms. Anjali Razdan, a highly respected educationist with over 44 years of distinguished experience in the field of education. She currently serves as the Dean of Meridian Center of Excellence, Hyderabad, and as CSR consultant and advisor for the Gemini Edible and Fats India Limited. Ms. Razdan holds a master degree in botany along with the B.Ed and a post-graduation diploma in higher education from the University of Mumbai. Her illustrious career spans several prestigious leadership roles, including Professor of Biology at Parle College, Mumbai, Principal of Birla School, founder Principal of Lakshmipat Singhania Academy, Director of Education and Senior Principal of AMSP Obyol Reddy School, a vice chairperson of a Hyderabad Shubodhya School Complex, HSSC under CBSE. Her remarkable contribution to education have extended across Mumbai, Kolkata, and Hyderabad. A sought after speaker, columnist, mentor, and advisor in the field of education, Ms. Razdan has been honored with the numerous prestigious awards, including BK Birla Award 1991, the APJ Abdul Kalam Excellence Award, the British Council Award, and many others. As a CBSE resource person and a certified trainer from ISTM Center of Excellence, she has trained more than 5,000 teachers. She has also collaborated with the several international organizations conducting impactful programs on inclusive education, classroom management, and 21st century learning skills. Her expertise has taken her across the globe, including Singapore, Canada, the USA, Spain, Japan, Sri Lanka, Dubai, and many other countries. Some of her notable achievements include renowned orator and invited speaker at national and international educational seminars, webinar, and conference. Member of advisory committee of for CBSE, SCERT Vizag, and the National Education Policy 2020 Hyderabad. Newspaper columnist specializing in career and personal counseling, member of the board of governors and school management committees of several reputed schools in Hyderabad and Solan, Himachal Pradesh, recipient of several distinguished honor, including a Bharat Nirman Award, Principal of the Year Award from the Lions and Rotary Club, the Acharya Devo Bhava Award, and many more. Her inspiring journey continues to motivate educators and learners alike, all of us. Today, she will be guiding us on a highly relevant and insightful topic, Happy Talk, How Joy Unlocks Language in the Early Years. Please join me in extending a very warm welcome to ma'am for her first Hello Kids YouTube live session. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kavita. And thank you, all the audience, though I can't see any of you except for Kavita. Yeah, because looking at you, uh, you know, has a little bit of relevance. So if you can come on the screen, please do come. You can just keep yourself muted. But I like to see faces around rather than a blank black screen over there. So yeah, please do come. Hello, Twinkle ji, Sarita ji, Spurti. Nice to see you
Hello,
all.
ma'am.
Hi,
Hello,
dear.
ma'am.
Hi. So others also, please do come. What is surprising is, yeah, there are a few, but then what is surprising is all are mothers and women around here. I think very few are fathers or men because they don't consider their domain to raise children, right? This is the this is the law of the 21st century. Mother is to raise the child, father has to earn the money. But I guess that's what we have to change nowadays, and this change is what's going to lead us to the future changes. But I can see a few people out there, if I'm not mistaken, who are men out there, so very much congratulations. We have Mr. Pavan Kumar, I can see one Mr. Farhan, and do I see any more? Maybe some from the Lotus Kids. So
Oh,
mm,
well, I
uh,
think
Mr. Yeah, sorry,
so
who's that?
It's me, Chetan. Sorry to cut you off, Anjali. I think I am in a different call since it is little difficult to come on camera.
Oh, no issues, no issues.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome, welcome, Chetanji, and nice to have you as a male member in the whole group. Anyways, all
Welcome,
right.
thank you.
So we will start. I won't be taking much of your time, um, but whatever little time that I'm going to do, my modus operandi, meaning my method of operations, is going to be through a PPT. But the PPT will be interactive. We're going to ask you. You're going to tell me, and you have a chat mode. You all see down. There's a chat thing, so get familiarized on the chat thing. So try to answer me on the chat. Okay. And the third is that uh, try to be on the screen but keep your muted out, because I want to see your reactions in between, how you do it. And then in between, I'm not a very tech savvy person. I don't believe in a lot of technology. I believe there's personal connections, and humanity is much more than technology. So AI is okay for me, but EI is better for me. That's the emotional, the quotients, which works wonders for people. So I'm going to have to show you a couple of videos in between. It might have some technical glitches. So if anybody has a good offer of AI, will guide me as to how to get out the technical glitches. So this was about my operational methodology. So let me go on to starting the program by asking you a question. So I'm going to share mode here. All right. And let me just begin with what I'm going to share with you all. I just want you all to react and tell me whether you can see it, whether you can hear it. I want this periodic informations. Can you all see this? Somebody could just tell me yes or no.
Yes, ma'am, we can see the
Yes,
screen.
You can
ma'am.
see it.
Yes,
Excellent.
we can see it.
And now I'm
Yes,
going to
ma'am.
go on to the slideshow part of it. And from the beginning. Okay, so I am named my presentation for on behalf of Hello Kids, right? As happiness factor in the child's growth and well-being. Before I begin anything, I like to tell you that 2 years back there was a survey done in the entire world, about the happiness quotient in the different countries of the world. Happiness quotient. How happy is a country? Forget about individual beings. And you'll be surprised what happened is the 145 or 46 countries were listed out. It came out in the Times of India. It's not my made up story. A couple of years back, and 144 or 45 countries were listed out in terms of the happiness quotients. And guess where India stood? India was the third last in the happiness quotient. Can you believe that, ladies and gentlemen, and all those who are watching here? We were third last in the entire set of countries. Maybe behind us, the one country was there, that is Pakistan. So we are so happy that at least it is below us, right? But imagine being a 140th or 142nd country in the world in terms of being happy. So our happiness quotient, ladies and gentlemen, is very low. What's the reason? So we are a nice country. We are all ha ha hoo types. But what happens when it comes to the happiness? And that is being translated to our children, through the teachers, through the parents, through everybody, which matters. So it's a matter of concern that why are we, and then the entire, when the government realized that we are not, so all of us are working now as educators, as people, to work that why are we not going to raise this happiness standard so that we are not so low in our happiness index. And the highest country, Norway, Sweden, Finland, these are the highest in the happiness index. They're right there on the top. United States is somewhere around fifth or sixth, and so on and so other countries, Canada, and so on. We are 142nd. So time for all of us to understand that happiness is a very, very important factor in our well-being. And when we are good and when we are happy, our children will be happy. So I'm going to start on that, and I'm going to give you on a little bit scientific angle to this happiness. Okay, it's fine to say happiness is there and happiness is this and that. But then what is the scientific angle to that? And if we understand that, we can have a lot of things which can convert ourselves into a happy family, happy people. All right. So let's go on to a first question to all of you. Whoever can, try to answer it in the chat box. So my question to all of you is, just write down that question. Drop that one word that you want for your child, most for your child. What do you think? Is there one thing that you see want for your child? Just one word, whatever you feel. Yeah. So if you're doing that, and if you know that the chat box, okay, I can already see 10, 11 chats are there. Yes, good evening is fine. Happy, caring. Yes, I can see that. Very nice. Smiling. Abhaya says it. Very nice. Happiness again. Love, good health, freedom. Is that you want in your child? And freedom is up to you. You have to give freedom to your child. But happiness, healthy, caring, I love it. Very good. So I can see mostly all of you writing happy, healthy, loving, right? Great, great. So if I can go on and wait for all your responses, might take little time. So what I can conclude from there is, I hear happy, I hear healthy, I hear confident, and this I typed much before you told me, because I could predict it, that these are the few things, caring also, few things that we want for mostly for our child. Every parent wants a child to be happy and healthy and this and that and all. But have you tried? How do you do it? So that's what we're going to explore today. I repeat again, it's going to be a scientific introspection of what happiness means and from where does it come. All right. So yes, we want happiness, we want everybody. So we're going to talk about all these things today, and that's why our topic for today is the happiness factor in the child's growth and well-being. And when it is through happy kids, the what is the hello kids? I'm sure they're all happy people. I can see Kavita is nice smiling, and I want you all to smile while you're taking this along, right? So we're going to discuss about the happiness factor. All right. Now, just a little background about what is happiness and from where we are getting this term. In the 85-year study in Harvard, Harvard University, they tracked people from 5 years to 90 years. And the number one prediction that they understood from understanding these people are from 5 to 19 was that what is that thing that you ask about happiness? What do you think makes happiness? And many of you must be thinking, yeah, lots of money, then we are very happy. A wonderful IQ, wonderful, then we are the happiest people. So it wasn't about IQ, it wasn't about money. So what was it about? So it was about the quality of relationships for our 2 to 5 year olds. Happiness means three things. For children, happiness is money is nothing. Maybe an ice cream given to them on some day is maybe a temporary happiness. But actually, the basic raw material of happiness for the kids, it means three things. What are they? They have to feel safe. Now, safe is a very broad term on how you can give it. We're going to discuss those things. They have to also feel seen. Children love to be seen. They love to be, understood. They love to be felt, not discarded. Oh, tu to kuch nahi hai. With bakwas hai. See your cousin, see your brother, see your this. No, see themselves. So they like to feel safe. That creates happiness. They like to feel seen, and they also feel that I can try, I can do it, I can do it. Then नहीं तुम ये नहीं कर सकते हो. No, let them do it. So these are the three things that it affects the quality of relationship in our children. Happiness. So right, I repeat, I feel safe. I means the child here. I feel seen, and I feel I can try. These are the three things, other than saying, yo, no, you can't do it. So we're going to take off from this happiness factor, and it's a Harvard study, it's not my predictions, that it's not money, it's not IQ, but it's these factors that we want to understand here. So if these three are there, then learning and growth, it will really explode. You'll find the kids can learn so much better if these three factors are provided to them, both by parents and from the institution where they're going. I feel safe, I feel seen, and I can feel I can try. right? Let's go to the next slide. Now this is completely, somebody has drawn something here. So I would request Kavita to see that no lines are drawn here and there. So science says, there's certain things science says, and I'm going to discuss that. But the crux of the matter what science says is happiness isn't fluffy. It's an architecture. What is the meaning of fluffy? Fluffy होते हैं ना clouds. वो आते हैं जाते हैं, they keep coming, they keep going, and they keep dissolving, and there's nothing, bingo, there's that sky, and then suddenly they keep forming. Happiness is not like clouds, they're not fluffy. Happiness is an architecture. What's the meaning of architecture? Architecture is something which you built with some tools and instruments and thought and planning and scientific manipulations. That's called architecture. So happiness is architecture. You can build it, you can plan it, it's in your hands. Okay, so let's see here. Before I go into this, I'll just tell you something called DOSE. DOSE. Now, scientifically, it has been proven that a human body has got happiness hormones in us. It has also got depressing hormones in us, something which we get angry. So happiness hormones is with the acronym of DOSE, DOSE. D stands for dopamine, O stands for oxytocin, S stands for serotonin, and E stands for endorphins. DOSE. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonins, and endorphins. These are happiness hormones present in our body. There is not that it's a fiction, it's a fact. We only don't know how to take it out. So we're giving you some tips about how do you get those happiness hormones, and happiness will definitely result, right? And then there's a depressing hormone also. The day you're angry, the day you're shouting, the day your child is angry, whoever is angry, there's cortisol. That's a hormone which makes them angry. And I'll put it in the slide. It'll come here. Don't worry. So cortisol is a terrible hormone which creates our anger and depression and all those things. A negative hormone. But it happens also due to some things which we'll discuss. So there are positive hormones and there are negative hormones. The positive hormones are the acronym DOSE, DOSE. Okay, um, so when a child feels happy and safe, their brain releases dopamine and oxytocin. Remember, I told you these? DO of the dose. So when a child feels happy, not only a child, let me tell you, even as adults, all of us have similar brains, just it's a little grown up. So when they feel, we're talking about children, so I'm going to use the word child here. So when a child feels happy and safe included, their brain releases dopamine, just goes out, releases, and that dopamine in the body and the oxytocin in the body makes them absolutely happy. So that literally builds neural connections. So when the dopamine and all comes out from there, it builds connect. Our brain is made up of neurons, nerve connections. So a lot of the connections that tuck 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 formed, you can see in an AI format, and that tuck 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 connections makes them pretty happy. So these arrows are indicating that dopamine and oxytocin are coming out. They're being released when they feel happy and safe. And here is a picture of a happy child. So you find happiness. Suddenly the lips go this side, eyes twinkle. That's called the happy face, right? So what happens? Dopamine, oxytocin, when it's released. All right. When a child is chronically stressed, however, or shamed, or feared, or angry, all these are negative emotions, then cortisol floods the brain. Cortisol is the damaging hormone which we also have in our body. So from wherever it comes to our hormone producing glands, it goes and floods the body and floods the brain actually. It prunes connections in the prefrontal cortex. This is prefrontal cortex of a brain. Prunes means if this is a nerve, it cuts it. Pruning. We prune a plant. Many times dead leaves hote na, we prune them, no? So it prunes connections in the prefrontal cortex. It's that part of which handles focus and self-control. Our prefrontal cortex in the brain handles focus and self-control, and this cortisol prunes it. So क्या करता है अपने brain को? सोचने नहीं देता है. It doesn't give any kind of sensitivity to us. It just cuts them. Cortisol. And that cortisol, when it does that, we become, you can see the cortisol flooding the brain. So what happens to us? We become anxious. Suddenly the face changes into anxiety. Some people start sweating. Some people start, feeling, not knowing what the right reaction is because of anger. Anger doesn't give you the clarity of thoughts at that time. Why? Cortisol. What does it do? It prunes your nerve connections and it floods your brain with cortisol. So this is what happens. So remember these two fundamentally things. When a person is happy, we're talking about child here, because this is all child related stuff, then their dopamine and oxytocin are released, which builds the neural connections. When you're chronically stressed, you human beings, adults, children, or you're shamed or you're angry, cortisol floods the brain, and these prunes the connection of the prefrontal cortex, and that's the area that handles focus and self-control. We're talking about a scientific angle to it, right? With this in mind, happiness is equal to biological advantage. Should we put it there? Now it's like mathematics, we are arriving. If A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 3, then 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. AB is equal to 5. This is exactly what it means. So happiness, therefore, is equal to biological advantage. Biologically, you are advantageous if you are happy, because that's, we told you, the connections of the nerves are made, right? So what are the other features of happiness? So happiness builds brains. It builds brains. When the neural connections are becoming stronger, the brain itself is becoming stronger and is able to adhere a lot of things. It also becomes health. It builds your health, your physical health. You're very surprised. Happiness builds your physical health. You become your stronger immunity and you better sleep. These are the side effects of happiness. Stronger immunity, better sleep. Okay. Then we have happiness which brings up the resilience. Resilience is what? Suppose something you did, you failed, and then you give it up, and we cry, and then we lock ourselves. And some of the kids nowadays, they don't get these grades. Sorry for that, but they hang themselves. They can't face failure. So happiness builds resilience. Resilience is the bouncing back from the setbacks. When you had a setback, you should bounce back. So who teaches them? Nobody can teach them this. But their hormones themselves will work on this and make them feel that no, I can do it, I can do it again, never mind a setback. All right. And happiness also is a good learning. It affects learning in a person 20 to 30% faster. And when you're curious, happily curious, I mean, versus when you're anxious. When you're anxious, you can't learn a thing, trust me. Why? Again, those happiness hormones are the most powerful hormones in our body, and that's what they do. So if you have a look at the screen, therefore happiness is equal to biological advantage. See how many advantages it's having on our. Today we are talking about kids in a school, right? Hello kids, or wherever your kids are. But look at what that small tiny factor we have ignored in making them happy. So you can, it builds good brains, it's healthy, it's stronger immunity. You don't have to take Chyawanprash for that. Chyawanprash leke kuch nahi hoga. If you get your stronger immunity, is just be happy. That's it. Resilience and the ability to bounce back when you have a problem, and learning becomes faster 20 to 30%. It's a research saying. All right, very good. Then, so we're going to tell you a little bit about the myths and the facts, right? So there's a big myth, and there's a myth. Happy kids don't cry. We feel so. You'll be shocked to know that happy kids feel all the feelings. They are sad, they are angry, they get frustrated, but they can know how to get out of that. So the a myth is every time koi bhi hasta hai, smile karta hai, is very happy kid. No, doesn't mean necessary. So happy kids are all those who have all kinds of feelings, right? And they should know those feelings. They can be sad, angry, and frustrated. Then we have happiness, therefore, is not always smiling. What you say is not always smiling. Happiness. It can be sometimes you can be sad also, looking sad, but your happiness quotient inside is strong enough to take you out from there, right? Happiness is resilience, the ability to feel bad and recover. We won't protect them from the feeling. Don't protect them from the feelings. Acha, you're very sad, both bichara, kya karega. We help them move through the feelings. So you should make the kids move through them. Not only kids, if you have anyone in your family also who is feeling through a bad phase or feeling bad and this thing, there's no need of pitying them. Empathize with them. Don't sympathize. So you should make them move through the feelings. Feelings say unko aage badhao, which we'll tell you a little later right now. So what is the big myth? Happy people don't cry. You know? And generally, there's one more myth here in our generally all over the world. It's not only here in India. Is that men are not supposed to cry. Women are supposed to cry. And therefore, if a man cries or if a boy cries, Arey, you're such a sissy. You're crying. You're a man. Come on, come on. Whether you're a man or a woman, crying is a natural feeling. And we have been brought up in that men cannot cry, so they bottle up their emotions inside. Women cry at the drop of a hat. This is a stereotype, kind of labeling done by people. It's not a real nature. So if the man feels like crying, please do cry. And the woman doesn't feel like crying, it's perfectly okay. It's not meant to be that you have to be this way. So I hope this is again a myth versus you have to be smiling all the time to show that you are happy. You be normal, but then the happiness is inside you. Okay, we go forward with the. You can see this child here. The child is, fixing a puzzle. Am I right? Building a block, fixing a puzzle. There are a lot of other things out there. Very deep into that. You see by the expression of the child is deeply into what. Now comes the typical parent. So what do we do in the typical parents? This is growth happening. The child is discovering things for themselves. They're discovering failures. They're discovering successes. But what we do, we rush and we make it for them. No, don't do it like this. ऐसे करते हैं. Chalo, I'll put it for you. Put this up. Put this up. When the child is looking at you, it falls down. No, don't put it like this. Put it like this. Don't do that. The real struggle is in fixing up and they finding their own solution. But what happens in our anxiety and overexcitement, we don't let them finish a piece of thing which they can explore themselves. This is one big thing we in our Indian families are not allowing our kids to make mistakes and learn from the mistakes, right? And that's one thing. And if they learn from the mistakes, trust me, that is lifelong learning. You don't need any more lectures on or gyan on that to say, oh, now this is this. Remember, I told you like this. Don't do that. I'm not talking about something which is dangerous. Of course, you have to make the children not do that. You put your finger near the plug and say, okay, you can make a mistake. No, there are things. But a normal process of learning requires exploring and let the children explore. So, and don't come and fix it for them. Let the struggle, they are stealing their struggle time. And then you are telling them that, they don't have confidence. They will get confidence if you give them the way to struggle and to get. If they completely cannot after so many struggles, then you can do a little bit of understanding, but let them win that situation, right? So our job is not to prevent the storm but teach them to dance in the rain. It's a big meaningful sentence. Can you prevent a storm from coming? So you will tell them, "Arey chata le lo this there." No, don't even go out in the rain. No, it's just a phrase. It's not a real thing. But tell them, okay, rain, all right, let's dance. Let's take the best opportunity of this rain. So our job is not to prevent the storm. We can't prevent the storm, but teach them that how to face the storm. So dancing in the rain means you can't prevent them from something. Teach them how to cope up with that something. I hope you're getting my point. All right. Good. So far, so good. So I'm going to the next slide. So connections before correction. This is my heading for these. These are 5 factors I'm going to discuss here. Factor number 1. And this I want all of the parents, if you are a parent and all the madam parents and, mothers and fathers, and you can be even friends. I want you to make a connection before correction. Before you correct a child, please connect with that child and see whether you are really connected or not. So first factor is the magic is 10 minutes a day. Aapko 10 minutes a day, you have to note these points and understand there are 5 points. I'm going to talk about 5 factors. Note karke, if you do it, then my lecture here is successful. If you don't do it, then it's come from one year, it's gone from the other year, and you are still the same, and the child is still the same. This will affect your child's growing up. So 10 minutes a day. Now what do you do in the 10 minutes? You just give your 10 minutes of your time with no mobile around, with no nothing around. You're just giving yourself to the child completely. So put your phone away and you get on the floor. Child generally floor पे होते हैं, sofa पे नहीं होते, इधर उधर चलते नहीं होते, वो जमीन पे ही होते. So you put your phone away and you get on the floor, right? And child leads you and you follow the child. Suppose child नीचे कुछ खेल रहा है, कागज तोड़ रहा है, dirty कर रहा है, you also do the same. Just be with the child on the floor. Don't teach the child, don't correct the child. For 10 minutes we are asking you to do this. So just have the feeling with the child that I just love to be with you behavior. वो अपने में दिखाओ. You don't have to tell the child that, oh, I'm loving what you're doing. Let me also just see what you're doing. Okay. Why? What happens with this? Oxytocin comes out, both in you and the child. Trust me. And that's also the bonding hormone. What bonds people generally sometimes? They like some people, no? For no reason and all. So that's a bonding hormone also. The happiness hormone is also a bonding hormone. So it's like an emotional fertilizer. So when you sit with the child just for 10 minutes without your gadgets, nothing, not even any calling to you and you getting up, and just be with them and see what they're doing and say, oh, that's nice, and just keep talking. You're bonding with the child, remember? Even if the child doesn't even look at you, don't worry about that. You're still bonding with the child. So kids with full connection tanks think better. They are aware that you are around. They may not show you that. And that with connection tanks, it makes them think much better, much rationally in future. So this is your factor number one. The magic is how much? 10 minutes a day. Then we have factor number two, the power of play. Play is a very, very important part in the life of a child. And unfortunately, in today's era, with the mobile gadgets and all, we have forgotten play per se. Now, can you as a parent, can you as an adult bring that play back? Try it. Play is not breaking away from learning. Play is learning itself. Do you know how many things a child learns by playing, even with dirty mud? Dirty things, they still learn a lot because it's social interaction. It's learning the right from the wrong. It's learning discipline. It's learning time frame. It's learning so many skills in a play. And what? Unstructured play. We're not talking about structured play. We're talking about unstructured play. कुछ भी नहीं है. Paiko, dao, dodo, bago. That is unstructured play. So UNICEF says, UNICEF, I hope you all know, no? United Nations International Children's Education Fund. It's an educational body worldwide. It says unstructured play builds problem thinking, solving skills, critical thinking skills, creativity, social skills better than flashcards. Where are flashcards used? In the school. Schools, the teacher gives flashcards to them. This is A, and the other flashcards was apple. A for apple, and then the child thinks they learn this. Fine, that is because of the education part. But if you put them in this unstructured play once in a while in the day, in the evening, from your home, trust me, all these skills, which are called 21st century skills, will be built, and it's guaranteed. Most of my generation people, most of maybe you people also, I'm not sure, as parents, younger generation, I am not saying yes, but the other generations, they have played when we were young. We have played in the mud, we have fallen down, we got a lot of hurts and injuries, but yet we all got up and we played. And that's how resilient we became when we grown up people. But today's child is put in the room with the mobile phone, in the TV, with the game. Where is that play gone? So we all know that play is not anywhere, but we can bring it back. So you have to get your few other kids around, Just go and they can just go out anywhere. They can bicycle around, they can do a lot of things. But where is the play? So there's a power of play, and I'm got this year a YouTube thing. I'm going to play it for you. Bear with me, as I said, I am not tech savvy, but I'm going to copy this and paste this, and then you can see the video. Give me a minute. I hope I'm on the right line, Kavita. Yeah. So I'm going to go to.
Ma'am, you can just copy the link in the Chrome. It will play.
I did. I know. So now I'm going to go to the
First, you have
Chrome.
to stop sharing.
I'll just see first, then
Yeah. ma'am.
where the sharing. Let me go to the Chrome first. Okay. Paste. Now, when I paste it, it might not share, but you have to tell me at that time.
Present screen has to be stop sharing, ma'am.
Can
And
you
then
see
you can
something?
Big basket.
Can you
Everything
see
need.
something?
Hey,
Can you hear something?
delivered now.
I can hear. We can hear, ma'am.
You can see?
Namaste.
No, we
నేను
can't
చంద్ర
see.
చంద్రశేఖర్.
Ma'am,
విభవ.
this PPT you have to stop sharing
Okay,
and
okay.
share that
చూశారు
screen
కదా
which
వెనకాల?
she has played,
ఆ గుమ్మటాల్లో కడుతున్నారే
where the video is
అవి
played.
పూర్వకాలంలో కోటల్లో
Got
ఉండే
it, got
అన్నమాట.
it. Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I stopped this. I stopped sharing, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
This is my big problem when I have to cut and paste and all. Give me a minute. Mm-mm-mm.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am,
I can
एक
see the share. Yes, yes. Give me a minute.
मैम
I think I
फर्स्ट
understood.
स्टॉप करना आपको स्क्रीन.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी. अभी मैं फिर से शेयर कर रही हूँ. तो आप जस्ट बताइए कि इज दिस आपको ये दिख रहा है क्या? ये दिख रहा है? Can you see this
Yes,
on your
ma'am.
screen? हाँ.
Yes, ma'am.
So now अभी मैं इसको प्ले करती हूँ.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But how do I?
We are all
Okay.
children of nature. But over half of us
Can you
live
see
in
that?
cities.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. The screen is
More
enlarged.
than ever, children need to play in nature to be spontaneous, free, confident, and happy. When children play in nature, they learn about their bodies. They integrate all their senses so they grow in confidence. Walking on uneven ground develops their sense of balance.
Walking on uneven
Climbing a
grounds
tree
develops a
builds
sense of balance.
muscles and teaches them about risk and
Risk-taking
just
comes
how
here.
far they can go. Mud and mess teach them about control, and swimming in the sea or a river literally immerses them in the natural world. When children play in nature, they can express emotions. Big, open spaces are great for big feelings as they shout into the wind, yell as they run through a forest, or scream with laughter as they swing from a tree. And there's science behind this, as nature play releases the happiness hormone, serotonin, which helps balance out the stress hormone, cortisol. Playing in nature is the best way for children to learn. The complex patterns of the natural world develop more sophisticated neuron pathways in the brain, so their language develops better. It also helps their eyes develop, and daylight is the best remedy for short-sightedness.
It's okay to play in the
Above
sun
all, the
also.
more children can play in nature, the more they will love it, understand it, and care for it for a sustainable future. Nature makes us happier, healthier, and even helps us live longer. That's why it's a key part of the developmental play model, to give children the best start in life for the best chance in life.
So that was a small little
Piaget's
film.
theory argues that we have to conquer
sorry.
4 stages of cognitive development:
First, the sensory motor stage.
Sorry,
Second, the
how do I stop this?
pre-operational stage. Third,
On the
the
same
concrete
screen, the video
operational
which was
stage.
played, now
And
you just
fourth,
can
the
mute that one.
formal
Yeah,
operational
I think
stage.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
It's gone, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, it's gone now.
So back to our presentations. Let me just come back. Where are we? Okay. So I'm going back. So did you get a little glimpse of? I didn't say that. Maine nahi kaha, but somebody else has said it. Research is saying this all, right? So here is the power of play, and UNICEF says it. There are a lot of endorsements on that. So we'll go to the next slide here.
Ma'am, share
Am
the
I
screen,
sharing
ma'am.
again? Yeah, I'll just share it. I'll just share here. Okay. All right. Can we see it on the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm back again into our talks. Back again to, maybe I'll just put a slideshow.
Yeah,
Right.
presenting.
I'll put a slideshow and this thing is not going up. Whatever. Give me a minute. And there's
Yeah,
this
ma'am.
drop down thing which refuses to go up and show me the slideshow. Okay. Anyways, so
It's after the animations.
yeah, I know, but then that is blocked by the top, the drop down
Okay.
thing is there. It's blocking those various factors. Sometimes it goes up. I don't know when it goes up, but whatever it is now. So
Okay.
we're going to talk about factor 3, and in factor 3, it's called name it to tame it. So in the sense that do we ever disclose emotions to the kids? Do they know what emotions are? Do we know that when we are sad, it is sad, it is happy, it's happy, and what is angry and what is frustrated, and there are different emotions. So emotion coaching is to be done. It's a very important thing, emotion coaching. So whenever you stop them from doing anything, you're not coaching them actually. In what I'm going to elaborate on that, in the sense, let's say they're doing something and then they get hurt or whatever and they're crying. So what do you say? Stop crying, which is wrong. So you don't let them express their emotions. That you want to tell them that don't cry, but you can say in a different way. What you can say instead is, you're sad. I know the tower fell. Maybe they had built up something and it fell down. You're sad. I know the tower fell, and that's very frustrating. I can understand. So they know that crying or feeling bad is natural. That happens with everybody, and it's not that you stop crying, don't cry. So this is where emotion training or coaching comes in here. So there's a scientist by the name of Dan Siegel who has researched something. He says naming a feeling calms the brain. Are you sad? Are you happy? You can ask the child, what do you think? Are you anxious? Are you nervous? You can ask that, you find that once they realize, oh, this is what I am, it calms the brain down. Rather than they're not knowing what's happening, they are having something inside them and nobody's calming it for them. So it moves from amygdalus, panic, to prefrontal thinking. Amygdalus is another organ in your brain, and prefrontal thinking. This is your control center. So that panic moves from there to here, and here is a control center. It controls it. What if you make them understand and aware that this is what your emotions are? So you're giving into the behavior. You're not giving into the language of the feelings. Big thing called angry. It's a language word, but you are talking about the behavioral aspect of that. What does anger mean? What does happiness mean? So when you're giving into the to the behavior, and don't give it to the behavior, give it to the language part. This is happy, this is anxious, this is nervous, whatever. Behavior limits, and they still apply. Behavior is not, doesn't have a boundary, and you can apply it. It can cut one into the other emotions, the other into the third emotions, and it's a continuity over there in terms of behavior. All right. So we go to the next one, the fourth factor. The fourth factor says, I can help. This is what a parent should say. I can help. The I can help means the competence, the contribution in terms of, Okay, now this has gone up. Put it on the slides show. So in terms of competence and contribution, there's a factor called I can help. Now in competence, kids are desperate to feel useful. Read my sentence, ladies and gentlemen out here. Kids are desperate to feel useful. How do you make them feel useful? By small chores like, why don't you do this? Why don't you pick up this, pick up that, contribute? Oh, well, wonderful, you've done that. You picked up that thing and put it in the dustbin, and you're done. Put the chair back into your seat. Very good, very nice. So they feel, oh, that's something I really brilliant I've done, and that's what matters. So carrying napkins, watering plants, matching socks, match this sock with the socks. It's slow and messy, but it builds the self-esteem, right? So that's the I can help. You have, and praise the effort. You worked so hard on that. Is a very positive statement rather than saying, oh, you're so smart. Don't put it smart. That means the other person is dumb. So that's a very comparative statement. So you praise the effort. Very good. You picked it up. Oh, wonderful. You worked pretty hard. That is more important than you're very smart. Now, smart is a big classification, right? And Carol Dweck's research also says effort praise is equal to resilient kids. If you praise their efforts, the child becomes resilient, can take a lot of things and then make evolve in them. If you smart praise kids who quit when it gets hard. When you give them, you're very smart, you're very brilliant, you're very beautiful. I'm just saying, they quit their work when it gets difficult for them because they're not understood the quality of that what you're trying to tell them. So please make sure that you have to, when you praise them, use a praise which is more matching with the work than with just a general heading. I hope you're getting my point. If you're not getting it also, it's okay. I can't help it. Right? Factor 4. Factor 5. Your calm is their calm, and that's your oxygen mask. Your calm is their calm, and that's your oxygen mask. When we need oxygen, right? So it's about you. So kids co-regulate in the sense what you do, they'll do because you are their teacher. Anybody who is near them is their teacher. So it's about co-regulation. So they borrow your nervous system. Now it's not in the literal meaning that they take your nervous system out and they borrow it, but whatever your feelings and emotions and your thinking, they borrow that. They actually emulate you. So that means they borrow your nervous system. So your oxygen mask first. Take 3 deep breaths before you respond for any anger. The child has done something wrong, they've broken something, whatever. You're angry or hit somebody or whatever. Take 3 deep breaths, and then you walk into another room for 20 seconds and come back. That's a big dissolving situation for dealing with anger. So this way, if you're dysregulated, you're anxious and you're yelling at them, why did you do this? They will also not learn to keep calm. They'll grow up as the same individuals. Don't expect them to be better. But if you are taking 3 deep breaths, you are probably going to another room and coming back. You don't have to be calm 100% of the time. But good parenting, 70% of the time, if you do also, is good enough. So when anything wrong happens, there's no need of shouting at any child or people. It's just that you count first. Count, please. We say count to 10. No, here you don't have to count to 10. You just take 3 deep breaths, or just walk into another area, come back, so that the child understands. Kuch to gadbad hai. I've done something wrong. They don't have to show them that, but they'll understand. And so it says repair after rupture. Say I'm sorry if I yelled at you. If you have yelled at them, there's no problem in saying sorry. If they've done something wrong and you yelled at them, and then you go to them and look at them in the eye and say, I'm sorry, I yelled at you. Next time they will do something wrong, they will also say sorry. So you teach the sorry part only when you yourself, do it. So that's the way. We don't tell others, say sorry. Many parents do that, and the child will never say sorry. Why should they sorry? Have the parents said sorry to them ever? So this is very important. Repair after rupturing something, repair it. Repairing is how? Say sorry. Tell them, I'm so sorry I yelled at you and I was very angry, but I'm sorry. It's a very comforting word, right? Sorry. So we're going on to another one small little nice video, and then I think one slide and we are through it. And again, as I okay, so I'm going to again copy this. This is a very nice video, 3 minutes, about your child needs emotional strength more than ABCD or 1 2 3 4. And what is that emotional strength? This will really, kind of make you understand that. I'd like you to again bear with me for I'm stop sharing here, then back to how do I do this now? Okay. So this is a very nice one. I'd like you to see this.
Only 29 rupees. 6-day Abacus summer camp. Now,
You can't see it, no? So I have to get on with sharing now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is the problem of technology. Okay. So can you see the screen here?
Yeah, we can see it.
So it's a small little ad and then it will
enrolling.
start.
We have top speed tricks for class 1 to 10. It's very useful for your child. Only 6 days double calculation speed. Attention, dear parents.
This
If your
is-
child is studying in
this
class
is
1 to
not-
10, join course.
Before
Okay.
your child turns 5,
Here it is.
ABC and 1, 2, 3 are not the foundations of success. What they need is something far more powerful than early literacy or math drills.
They don't need
Something that
ABC and 1 2
determines their
3.
emotional strength, their confidence, their intelligence, their future relationships, and even the wiring of their brain. If you focus on this one thing before age 5, school will be easy, friendships will be natural, and resilience will be their superpower. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share may completely change how you parent. Part 1. The myth we were sold. We live in a world obsessed with early achievement. Flashcards at 2.
Now this
Worksheets
is
at 3.
every parent
Pressure to
is
read
doing
before
this nowadays.
kindergarten. Parents think
The
if my
pressure.
child can say the alphabet early,
They can
they're
say 1
ahead.
to 10
But
early, they can
neuroscience
do
says
one this,
otherwise.
they'll be
Dr.
smart.
Arnold Gesell,
But that's
a
not
pioneer
really
in
the
child
fact.
development, discovered early academic acceleration does not guarantee long-term success. Children who learn to read early do not end up smarter academically than those who learn later. But children who develop emotional and relational security early show higher intelligence, cope better with failure, and have stronger focus and motivation. The foundation of a child's brain is not academics, it's connection. Part 2. What children actually need before age 5. You want to give your child the best gift? Give them this: emotional safety, responsive love, and play. Those 3 things build a healthy brain architecture. Harvard University's Center on the Developing Child confirms early emotional experiences literally shape the wiring of a child's brain. Before a child can learn phonics, they need to learn, I am safe, I am seen, I am loved. Before they can solve equations, they need to learn, my world is predictable, I can trust the people around me. The brain prioritizes survival over learning. When a child feels unsafe, the thinking part of the brain shuts down. So here's the truth. A calm nervous system is more valuable than a child who can recite ABC. Part 3. Practical tips. What to do instead. 1. Build emotional safety. Instead of saying, stop crying, it's not a big deal, say, I hear you, I'm here, tell me what you feel. This builds emotional intelligence, the #1 predictor of leadership and success. 2. Encourage play. The real work of childhood play teaches problem solving, creativity, self-control, and confidence. As Dr. David Whitebread from Cambridge University said, play is the most powerful way children learn, more than any formal teaching. Swap worksheets for blocks, free outdoor play, pretend kitchen, sand and water exploration. These activities build executive function skills, which predict school success better than IQ. 3. Speak to their identity, not their performance. Instead of, you're so smart, say, you worked so hard. Look how you figured that out. One builds ego, the other builds resilience and a growth mindset. 4. Narrate their world. Talk through everyday routines. Mommy is washing the red cup, you're putting on your blue socks. This builds vocabulary naturally, better than any flashcard. 5. Slow down. Your child doesn't need a busy schedule, they need presence. A 2023 global study showed that children who grow up with slow, responsive parenting have higher self-esteem, better mental health, and stronger problem-solving skills. You don't have to be perfect, you just need to be present. Part 4. The golden takeaway. You don't need to force learning. You need to water the roots, because when a child feels safe, seen, heard, loved, and free to play, the brain opens. Learning confidence becomes natural, and then they will learn ABC and 1, 2, 3 with joy. Say this to yourself: I am not raising a test score, I am raising a human. Your child doesn't need the perfect parent, they need a connected one. They need a connect.
Yeah. With this, I'm going to kind of detach here and come back. And we just have 2 more slides and then we are through. Back to sharing. Okay. Give me a minute. Okay. So I do hope you can see this. See this window right now?
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
all? Yeah.
Yes,
Super.
ma'am, we are
So
able to.
we are back to a lot of facts and figures, and I'm coming back to this particular screen, and let's see if I can show you on this. So what are the takeaways now? What we started 45 minutes back. What do you think were the takeaways? Can somebody just tell me? They're on your screen, of course, not on the spread mode, but then just try to see. So they're on your screen. One of the takeaways that we had in today's talk is that your child doesn't need a perfect parent. They need a present parent. What is the meaning of present parent? Parent जो इस वक्त मेरे साथ है. I need a parent who is mentally and physically present with me. Not physically present, but mentally on the mobile phone or somewhere else. So that they don't need a perfect one, but they need a parent who is there. Even if it's for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, that's a very qualitative time you're giving. Second one, connection is protection. It's a buffer against any hardships they face. Please connect with them, understand their emotions, and understand what makes them cry and what makes them happy, and your connections. Therefore, that is protection. That's a big protection, which they want. They don't want money and toys thrown to them, but then they want this connection. The third thing, one of the takeaways is small shifts make a big change. So if small shifts you make, trust me, it's going to make a big change, because this small child is going to grow up one day. It's going to be an adult. It's going to be a useful citizen of the country, of the family. That's what matters. Their small childhood pushing out here and there, pruning is very important. So what's the one change you would like to make? I ask you all parents. So give them a little, special time, that 10 minutes time. Maybe name one feeling for them. Try all these little things. Let them play. Be a part of their play if you can, so that don't have to say, don't watch the TV. Take your mobile out from you. That they will not, because you're doing it. They're emulating you. So be with them on the open ground. What's the harm? 10, 15 minutes. I'm sure everybody can spare that, and it's worth the time. I'm going to just end with this nice poetry. It's a nice little poem on the value of play. I wish I could expand it, but again, this has got stuck. Here it is. I can do it. Give me a minute. So the value of play by Laurie Monopoly. It says, you say that you love your children and you are concerned that they learn today, as am I. That's why I'm providing a variety of kinds of play. You are asking what's the value of having your children play. Your daughter is creating a tower. She may be a builder someday. You're asking me the value of blocks and sand and clay. Your children are solving problems. They will use that skill every day. You're saying that you don't want your son to play in that sissy way. He's learning to cuddle a doll. He may be a father someday. You're questioning the learning centers. They just look like useless play. Your children are making choices. They'll be on their own someday. Your learning centers. You're worried and your children aren't learning. And later they'll have to pay. They're learning a pattern for learning. They're learning a pattern for learning. But they'll be learners always. So, with this beautiful poem, I would like to thank you in almost 3,000 languages across the world. So, dhanyavad and thank you, Mercy. If there's any questions, I'll be happy. I'm coming back to the screen. And thank you, Hello Kids, Kavita, and Sandhya, etc., for bringing me here. And I'll be happy if you have any of your questions, which we can spend 5 minutes or 2 minutes or 3 minutes for that. So Bhakti is saying thank you on the chat. Namita, thank you, very nice. So I'm like I'll be really happy and take your thanks if you can apply what we're talked today. You can apply this at your homes, and if the child feels a little difference today onwards in the evening, I think that's the best thank you that you can ever give. So okay, there was a question from somebody. If that person can come on the screen and ask, I could see that somebody had put up a question. It just
Shall I read it, ma'am, the question?
yeah, if you can. And
Okay.
I
Yes,
mean,
ma'am.
if that person, parent or whoever it is, can read, I'll be even more happier because you can hear the voice. You should express your emotions. Let's walk the talk. So
Anju
who was that?
Sharma, can you
Good
just
morning, ma'am.
Good morning, good morning. I mean, it's good evening, more or less now. Yes, Anju.
Yeah,
Please tell me your question.
sorry. So I had a question. So, applying this ideology as a person, when a person comes to a certain age, they have a habit, like what they saw in their parents while they nurture children. So they try to reciprocate that. And they are like, we had so much struggle. So it's difficult for us to change after a certain point. And they want to change for the betterment of the kids they love, but internally it becomes very stressful for them. So how can they cope with their internal stress while doing this?
Yeah, I think Anju depends on which stage your child is right now. Suppose the child is a teenager, I'm just saying. Suppose. Then the child is past that the stage where those little emotions had to be cultivated, pruned, developed, so and so is past. Now they are teenagers.
Okay.
So, but there is no delay any time of the any time of your own setup. Trust me, every stage of our life, which means even a child's life, you're learning. We are learning. There's no end to learning. If you stop learning, then you're a brain dead person. So we are learning even at
Yes.
90 years of age, 100 years of age, we are still learning. So if the parent
Yes.
says, now how can I teach this child that phase and era is over? I'm so stressed. How do I this thing? The child has already developed certain strong habits. No, you're mistaken. The child can still develop that as long as they say, no, practice what you preach. If they see that little thing in their parents, that preaching, they're preaching something, but they're practicing it also. You don't have to tell that, देखो मैं ऐसा करता हूँ. So, you also do that. You don't have to say that. Children learn by
Yeah.
only seeing, watching. They're like sponges.
Right.
They see that, they watch that, and that watching and seeing is an experience for them. And that's what they will emulate as they grow up. You don't have to physically, this is anger, this is emotion, because today we learned a lesson. No, this is all bookish knowledge. But the real knowledge is
Right.
the real experiences, and then emulate that. Next time somebody, something happens and somebody falls down, they will pick that person up. That's you got your answer. Or they'll not laugh at somebody who falls down.
Right.
That itself
No doubt.
is your emotion. So don't be worried about the fact that we are stressed. Now how do we relieve the stress from the kids? You please don't be stressed. I've told you what is the stress hormone. It's cortisol. And I told you what's
Right.
the happiness hormones. It's dopamine and
Yeah.
oxytocin.
Oxytocin.
It is in your hands. That
Right.
the hormone is already present in our body. How to remove it, how to activate it is in your hands. But the problem is we don't activate it. So
Right.
There are a couple of things that you just told me that I'll just say for the benefit of all. Um, these four happiness hormones have got certain other methods of activation also. Number one, if you're feeling dull, desperate, disgusted and all, sometimes it happens for no rhyme and reasons. Stand in the sunlight for around a minute, and sunlight, the melatonin, it's called melatonin or some. There's a certain chemical that enters, and it creates happiness. It activates your happiness hormones. One. Number two method is, if you're frustrated, if you're angry, if you're whatever, you can take a brisk walk for around 2 to 3 minutes. Just go from one room to the other, come
Okay.
back 2, 3. Or if you're outside, a brisk walk, le lo. Zing, 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 zing. When you're back, you're much more organized. If I'm not saying happy means
Right.
you're going to laugh, happy means you start getting a little more peaceful with yourself. That's the second method
Right.
of getting your. The third method is, they say, if you appreciate somebody, you get happiness hormones. And if you see your palms, hands, we've got fingertips. These fingertips are nerve ending centers. Our nerves end here, highest number of nerve endings. So when we clap for somebody, we're actually doing justice to ourselves, because हम ये nerve tips को activate कर रहे हैं, and because of that our happiness hormones are getting activated. So
Correct.
there are so many other ways, but then these 2 3 works wonders. That you can stand in the sun, or you can just take a brisk walk, or listen to music which we suno at in your ears. Wait and watch. It
Yes,
releases
ma'am.
happiness hormones. So I hope that is giving you a small hint. It's a big science altogether, but we have to justify it
Right.
in a few minutes out here. Yeah, try it
Thank
out.
you, ma'am. I really appreciate your knowledge.
Not at all, not at all. Okay. Any other questions?
Ma'am, related to the cortisol, I have one question, ma'am. Okay,
Yeah.
due to the frequent release of the cortisol in the child, it might affect the learning, delay in learning in the children, and how do the teachers and the parents can overcome and help the child in balancing their cortisols and help them in like learning parameters.
Kavita, whoever has asked this question, just to you also, you just now got an explanation of how cortisol is released. How is it released?
Because of the stressful environment
No,
and the constant.
the stress is how you take stress.
Yes.
If you take stress in a stressed form, then your cortisol can happen to be pounding your brain, and then you get stressed. But if you take stress in a happy form, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? If you take it in that form, the stress, every time, stress is very healthy. Do you know that? Stress and competition, we always call it negative, no? But they are very positive also. They can make you work much better. They can make you a little more perfect. If you take it in the positive way, that is what. So every teacher, every parent has to convert the negativity into positivity first. Any action can be seen as perceived as negative, can be perceived as positive, right? If you
Yes.
perceive the same thing as positive, that is what you're converting your cortisol or negative emotions to positive emotions. Rest will follow. I'm giving a small example. For example, you have a water bottle. मेरे पास अभी ये thermos है. It is not transparent. But let's say water is up to here. Suppose. If you have to say the same thing in a negative manner, you will say, "Arey, bottle is half filled only." If you have to say the same thing in a positive manner, you will say, "But it is half filled, na? थोड़ा है, थोड़े की जरूरत है." You
Yeah.
understand? So the same bottle with the same amount of water can be seen in a positive manner and can be seen in a negative manner. It's your perceptions. And that is releases cortisol, or it doesn't release cortisol, it releases dopamine. I hope you got the point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ma'am. Thank you so much. It was very beautifully answered with a beautiful
welcome.
example.
Most welcome, most welcome. So everybody, thank you so much for here.
Any questions?
I also enjoyed myself as much as you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Any other questions, anyone? Okay, but it's nice to see some parents which are fathers also here, and one hand on the phone and one hand wherever else. Never mind. Okay.
I'll
So
take a moment, ma'am, to
yeah,
thank.
sure. Sure.
On behalf of the Hello Kids, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Ms. Anjali Razdan, for such an enlightening and inspiring session on Happy Talk, How Joy Unlocks Language in the Early Years. Ma'am, your valuable insights, very vast experience, and practical perspectives have truly enriched all of us today. The way you highlighted the importance of the joy, connection, and communication in early childhood learning was both inspiring and thought provoking. We are deeply grateful for your time, wisdom, and encouragement. We are truly inspired, and we believe that we will apply all the parameters and the factors explained in our personal life and professional life as well. I would also like to sincerely thank all our participants, educators, parents, and viewers who joined us for this wonderful session and made it engaging and meaningful with your presence and support. A special note of appreciation to the entire Hello Kids team for their efforts in organizing and coordinating this successful YouTube live session. We hope today's discussion inspires all of us to create a happier, more joyful learning experience for young children and even for us as well. Thank you once again, ma'am, and thank you everyone for joining us today. Have a wonderful evening ahead.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you, ma'am.
everybody. I'm so enlightened today myself. So, all the best. Have a wonderful evening or whatever is left today. And
Ma'am, please
take
come
care.
up with the one more session and one more very beautiful topic. We would like to hear from you.
I'll just see. I've got a lot of things lined up, but yes, we'll work on that someday, right?
Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
great. Nice. Thank you, everybody. God bless. Take care. The weather is very bad, so bring a lot of water and be happy, right? Thank you. Take care.